Dogs use Earth's magnetic field as a compass. Watch your dog before they poop. They're spinning, sniffing, pacing. They're not just finding the perfect spot. They're aligning with Earth's magnetic field, like a living compass. In 2013, researchers published something extraordinary in Frontiers in Zoology. They watched 70 dogs across 37 breeds for 2 years. They recorded 1,893 defecations and 5,582 urinations. And they discovered a pattern nobody expected. When the Earth's magnetic field is stable, dogs align their bodies along the north-south axis, not east-west, north-south, every single time. But here's what makes this truly remarkable. The researchers had no idea they'd find this pattern. They discovered it by accident while analyzing their data. Even the scientists were shocked. This means your dog has a built-in compass, a magnetic sense you don't possess, and they use it constantly. The Czech and German research team led by Dr. Vlastimil Hart did something unusual. They let dogs off-leash in open fields. No walls, no roads, no linear constraints. Just dogs being dogs. Over 2 years, they accumulated almost 7,500 observations. But when they first analyzed the data, they found nothing. Random orientation, no pattern. Most researchers would have stopped there. But then someone remembered a crucial detail about Earth's magnetism. The magnetic field isn't constant. Solar winds cause disturbances. The sun's radiation creates ionization that disrupts the field, especially around midday. During these periods, the magnetic field is unstable. So the researchers obtained readings from the Geomagnetic Observatory in Munich for every single observation. They filtered the data, isolating only times when the magnetic field was calm and undisturbed. Suddenly, the pattern emerged. During calm magnetic conditions, which occurred only about 30% of the time, dogs strongly preferred to align north-south while excreting. They actively avoided east-west orientation. The statistical significance was undeniable. But during unstable magnetic conditions, random orientation, no preference, the compass disappeared. This proved dogs aren't just sensitive to magnetic fields, they actively use them for orientation. A 2020 follow-up study published in eLife took this further. Researchers equipped 27 hunting dogs with GPS trackers and action cameras. They tracked 622 excursions across 62 locations over 3 years. They discovered something incredible. When hunting dogs got separated from their owners in dense forest, they used one of 2 strategies to return. Strategy 1, tracking. Follow the same path back using scent. Safe, but slow. Strategy 2, scouting. Take a shortcut through unfamiliar territory. Fast, but risky. The scouting dogs did something fascinating. Before heading home, they performed what researchers called a compass run. A quick 20-meter dash along the north-south axis, like calibrating an internal GPS. Dogs that did this compass run were significantly more efficient at returning home. They took better shortcuts, made fewer errors, found their owners faster. Why? Because in dense forest, visual landmarks don't help. Scent trails get confusing. The sun might be obscured, but Earth's magnetic field is constant, universal, reliable. The dogs were using magnetoreception to orient themselves, then calculating the most direct route home. Scientists found the mechanism. Dogs have a molecule called cryptochrome 1A in their retinas, the same molecule that gives migratory birds their magnetic sense. When exposed to Earth's magnetic field, this molecule activates photoreceptors in the dog's eye. Your dog might literally see the magnetic field as patterns of light invisible to you. This discovery explains mysteries we've wondered about for centuries. How do lost dogs find their way home from miles away? There are countless stories. Dogs traveling 60 miles, 100 miles, even the legendary Bobby the Wonder Dog who traveled 2,800 miles in 1924 to reunite with his family. We thought these were lucky accidents, random wandering that happened to succeed. We were wrong. These dogs were using magnetoreception. They had a directional sense we couldn't comprehend because we don't possess it ourselves. The magnetic field gives dogs a universal reference frame. No matter where they are, they know which way is north, which way is home. They can dead reckon, calculate their position relative to their starting point using this hidden sense. Think about what this means practically. When you take your dog for a walk, they're not just smelling their surroundings, they're mapping the route magnetically, building a mental model of the terrain that includes directional information you can't access. When your dog insists on spinning before lying down, they might be aligning with the magnetic field for comfort. When they pace before eliminating, they're finding their magnetic bearings. Cattle do this too. Deer, foxes, many mammals show magnetic sensitivity, but dogs are the first companion animals proven to use it actively for navigation. You can observe this yourself. Here's what to watch for. Next time you take your dog out to eliminate, give them space. Don't pull on the leash. Don't rush them. Watch their behavior. You'll notice they don't just squat immediately. They survey the area, they turn in circles, they test different positions. This isn't arbitrary. They're calibrating. If conditions are right, if the magnetic field is stable, which you can check using space weather websites, your dog will likely orient north-south. Use a compass app on your phone. Note which direction your dog faces. The pattern won't be perfect because magnetic conditions are only stable 30% of the time, but over multiple observations, you might see the preference emerge. This also explains why dogs sometimes seem to have uncanny directional sense. If you take your dog a confusing route through a park, your dog can still lead you back to the car, not because they memorized turns, but because they maintained their magnetic heading. Scientists are now studying whether this magnetic sense contributes to other behaviors. Do dogs use it to navigate familiar territories, to find specific locations, to orient during sleep? Dogs use Earth's magnetic field as a compass. This is proven science published in Frontiers in Zoology and confirmed in eLife. 1,893 defecations, 5,582 urinations, 622 GPS-tracked excursions, 2 major studies, undeniable statistical evidence. Your dog possesses a sixth sense you don't have. They see or feel invisible lines of magnetic force wrapping around the planet. They use this information constantly for orientation, navigation, and possibly comfort. The next time your dog spins before pooping, remember they're not being weird, they're being a compass, aligning with forces you can't perceive, but they cannot ignore. This is the difference between a human's view of the world and a dog's view. We see surfaces, they see deeper, into ultraviolet spectra, chemical signatures, and magnetic fields. Your dog experiences a richer reality. Science is finally catching up.